Hello, everyone. We are beginning to gather together, and I want to welcome you all. If you're here, if you're tuning in, we're going to get started in just a couple of minutes. And as we're waiting for people to join, if you're here, if you're watching, I'll invite you to give us a hello in the comments. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're watching from. And welcome Thomas. Welcome Eileen. Welcome, Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. I see your comment. Welcome to you. Welcome, Alyssa. Thomas, welcome from Michigan. Friends, if you can hear me well and you can hear the guitar, can you let me know? Just let me know in the comments. I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome, Eric. Welcome, Brian. So happy to see your names pop up on my screen. Welcome, Joe. Thank you, Brian. So glad the sound is okay. Welcome, Wendy. I love seeing your names appear on the screen. It's bringing me joy. Welcome, Alyssa. Welcome, Heather. I'm so happy that you're here. We'll take another few seconds as people join, and then we will begin. So welcome, everyone. I'm so grateful to spend this brief time with you this morning. I want to invite us to begin by singing the Shema together. You may have heard me say before that the Shema teaches us that God is one, God is echad, united, connected. Welcome, Julie. Welcome, Joe. And we are taught that we are created in God's image. So that means if God is one and we are created in God's image, but Tselem Elohim, then we too are one. From all of our different devices and screens, from all of the different geographic places in which we find ourselves, whatever background we come from, and whatever it is that we are bringing into this moment, we are echad, we are united, we are one, just like God. Please join me in this prayer, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. And if this Hebrew is unfamiliar to you, you can hum along, you can make up your own words, or you can simply sing Lai Lai Lai. But I want to invite you to open your mouths and make some sound. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 welcome Josh, welcome Rosa. And we sing together, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Welcome, Ed. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Welcome, Jeffrey. For people who have just joined us, we are taking a brief moment together to find a bit of connection and comfort. I was inspired to offer this moment to you because it's been such a challenging time for so many of us for different reasons, because of illness, because of the need to quarantine, because of the narrowness that we can feel when we're in this time of pandemic. So if you are joining us, welcome, Lindsay. I want to invite you to share in the chat a single word that describes how you're feeling in this moment, whatever it is that you're bringing to this moment. I want to let you know that all words are welcome. So your word does not have to be a positive one, although of course it can be. It can be anything that feels true to you. So I want to invite you, if you're comfortable, to share that word now. If you're watching us after the fact, after the live, you may not be able to add a comment, maybe you will. Either way, you can simply say that word aloud, you can write it down, you can hold it in your heart. Share one word that feels true to you now about how you're feeling in this moment and what you're bringing to it. I'm seeing weary, happy, inspired, hopeful. Thank you for these. Friends, keep them coming. Peaceful, loved, perseverance. Thank you for this. So this is a special week in our Torah reading cycle. Grateful, thank you. We read this week, Parshat Beshalach tells the story of our people running through the Red Sea to freedom. There has been so much beautiful art and meaning and magic made of this portion. One of my favorite teachings from this portion talks about Miriam. And what we are taught about Miriam is that when the people rush through the sea and they finally come through to the other side and they're free, Miriam takes her timbrel and leads everyone in song and dance. And what gives me chills every time I think about this is that question of, how did Miriam know to pack her timbrel? We know that there was so little time for people to prepare. There was not time for the bread to rise. People threw whatever they could into bags onto their backs and ran for the sea. And Miriam had the presence of mind to pack a timbrel. She did not know what would happen. There was no guarantee. No one knew how that story would end. But I believe that Miriam had a beautiful, deep kind of faith. And that faith is what led her to pack her timbrel without knowing the outcome, without knowing what would happen. Welcome Zach and Steve and Leslie. And that's what I want to invite us to do together now. I want to invite us to pack our timbrels, to act with a little bit of faith. Julie, yes, she knew. Somewhere deep inside Miriam, she knew there would be cause to celebrate. Now we are in our own narrow place, our own challenging moment. What if we could have the kind of faith that Miriam had? Or even if we don't have that kind of faith, what if we could pretend? What if we could imagine like we had that kind of faith? What would that feel like? What would it feel like to pack a timbrel, whether or not we know the outcome? And one of the ways I want to pack that timbrel with you today is simply by singing together, by joining our voices together from wherever you are, however you're joining us, whether you like to sing or not, whether you think you can sing or not. I want to invite you to open your mouth, make some sound with us, sing together. These are words from this week's Torah portion, Ozi v'zimrat yah v'yehi li lishua. God is my strength. We find strength in coming together as a community. Let's sing together. Ozi v'zimrat yah v'yehi li lishua. Join with me, Ozi. Ozi v'zimrat yah v'yehi li lishua. Ozi v'zimrat yah v'yehi li lishua. Ozi, Ozi v'zimrat yah v'yehi li lishua. Pack those timbrels, open up your mouths, make some sound. Let's sing. Ozi v'zimrat yah v'yehi li lishua. 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 Friends, I want to invite you to put one hand on your heart and one on your belly button, and close your eyes if you're comfortable, and breathe in the word freedom. Breathe out the word safety. Breathe in freedom. Breathe out safety. Inhale freedom. Exhale safety. One more time, freedom. Safety. If you closed your eyes, I want to invite you to open them again now. I want to thank you for spending this moment with our community. I want to finish the way that we started with the words of the Shema, reminding us that we are one. And as we conclude our brief time together today, I want to invite you to share in the comments now a single simple word that describes how you're feeling. We did this at the beginning. If you were here at the beginning, And I want you to notice if your word has changed or if it's the same as before. People who are just joining can do this too. Share in the comments a single word that describes how you're feeling. We affirm our oneness. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Friends, pack your timbrels this Shabbat. See if you can begin to practice what it's like to have a little bit of faith that there will be cause for celebration. I love you, and we will be together again soon. Sending you love.